ready? You got me running. Shake it, feel that. Raise your hands up. Raise them up.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call, episode 308. So it's the 9th of June today, 11 a.m. Singapore time, GMT plus 8. All right, so this is the currency call where you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. We will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risks. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, so first to share today, we have Kim Hong here, currency analyst at LCMS Traders. We will be sharing a little bit about the BOC rate statement news event later. Kim Hong.
Okay, thank you, Junwei. Happy midweek, everyone. Okay, I'm not sure about you guys, but I kind of feel like the BOC just met up last week or something. You know, it seems like so recent that they just met up or something, and they are going to meet up again today. Like, why is that the case, Junwei? Did we get the dates wrong or something?
Probably it's because they tapered QE during the last meeting.
Okay, got it. Yep, right. As Junwei has mentioned previously, the Bank of Canada has just cut its quantitative easing, okay, from a $4 billion per week purchase to $3 billion per week purchase. All right. Now, so what are we going to expect from today's meeting? Okay, if you guys are going to expect something, what do you call it, blockbuster, you know, like the previous meeting, sorry, I have to pretty much, disappoint you guys, okay? Why is that the case? Now, it was just only 1.5 months ago that they just carried out the tapering, okay? So it will take time for the Bank of Canada to evaluate on the economic performance situation, okay, the progress made during probably like a longer period of time before carrying out more monetary policy actions, okay? Now, previously, if you guys remember, there was a lockdown imposed on Ontario province and I can't remember the name of the other province, okay? But Ontario being the most populous province in Canada, okay? Due to, so the lockdown was due to, again, a third wave of COVID cases, okay? Now, the central bank at that time actually warned that, that lockdown may actually have an impact on future economic data releases. So pretty much a warning to the future potential impact on the data releases, okay? And I think it was last Friday, that we see continued loss in jobs in the month of May, okay? So yeah, so as mentioned, the lockdown actually have a negative impact. So this is, okay, so if we are not going to expect anything from the central bank later on today, then, is there any other things that we can take note of, pay attention to? Of course there is, okay? They're not going to do anything today, but we have to pay attention to whether further discussion on QE tapering will be taking place in the future, okay? Yes, although the pandemic led to a lockdown, okay, a third lockdown in Canada, since the previous meeting, okay, COVID cases has been declining, okay? It means that the lockdown has been working, okay? Now, as a form of forward guidance, the Bank of Canada may actually give a hint on, with the recent progress made in the containment of the cases, okay? Will they actually be looking for a possible a possible cut in quantitative easing in the near future, okay? Specifically in the next meeting in July, okay? So the thing is, right now, we are not very sure about whether that is going to happen. So for traders out there, okay, if you want to trade the Bank of Canada news release later today, okay, yeah, pay attention to any further discussion on QE tapering in the future, because that will actually, that will probably be the one of the only reasons that may move the Canadian dollar, all right? Because we know for sure that they're going to keep interest rate unchanged at 0.25, okay? No change is going to be taken on quantitative easing, tapering specifically, okay? So the forward guidance, which is what, how the central bank communicates with the public, okay? This is called the forward guidance. So the forward guidance is the only thing that we can look forward to, okay? If we want to trade on the Canadian dollar tonight. Okay, and I think I missed out the time. So the monetary policy meeting will be held at 2200, 2200 hours, GMT +8, okay? So that's all I have for you guys today. Yeah, tune in tomorrow and I'll keep you guys updated on what took place later on. All right, back to you, Junwei.
Okay, thanks for that, Kim Hong. All right, so next up we have Scott here, Scott Andrews from Forex Briefcase Australia, to share a little bit about the dollar index. Scott.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us again as well. So coming from rainy Perth this morning, look, US dollar, and overnight it, held again above 90. We did have a little bit of news out, nothing really significant, with obviously what's been mentioned coming up Thursday night with the core CPI data. So Thursday night really is the bigger night. But we did have, and what I'll just briefly touch upon what we saw last night. So we just saw a small rally, and it was really, it's been holding this range for a little while. And what we're waiting on is really the significant news to come out, and we want to see how the market absorbs that before, really coming in with a little bit of decisiveness with the trade. So again, we've seen it just cool off, in today's Asian session, and we'll just wait and see. I mean, it has sort of been very much held down, but, trade balance was, positive, but nothing hugely significant in regards to it showing strength there with the balance deficit. It was a little bit better than expected with the forecast from last, and also from last period as well for April. It did actually show that the deficit had decreased, which is a good sign. And also job openings as well. It's showing that actually had a significant beat on forecast at 8.3 million. It came in at 9.26 million for the JOLT job opening, which just shows there's an increased demand for, labor force, which is healthy signs for the US economy. If we're talking about US dollar against the major currencies, the major currencies, weakened a little bit last night, but we'll see. We're playing this game of, it's sort of a bit of a small roller coaster ride nearly, but with the CPI stuff coming out at 2030 GMT +8 on Thursday, and you'd really have to think that that number is going to probably cause some issues in regards to people taking that and going with it with some inflows into the US dollar. So I think, there's no cause for concern as it holds above 90 right now. And if we follow what's been happening, if we look to the left of the chart here, we've just seen it holding this, and we'll have to wait and see what happens this week with the CPI data that comes out. And again, comparing it to the major currencies, you'd have to think that there will be some opportunities that present, but you want to prepare for what if scenarios. So if for some obscene reason, the CPI stuff comes out and it's a little bit less than expected, that's going to see, the US dollar weaken and break through 90. But for now, I'm leaning towards it's going to be a significant increase in CPI, just based on what we're seeing with the data that's coming out. So we'll most likely see a rally. So for now, just be patient. And if you're holding positions, it's very uneventful trading conditions. So there's no reason why, you need to rush out, and just sort of hold steady and just see what happens for tomorrow night, are my thoughts.
Okay, thanks for that, Scott. Yeah, so today is Wednesday. It's the currency in focus today is pound. So let's get Jin Dao Tai here. Jin from founder of LCMS Traders and a multi-million-dollar trader trading an account of more than $15 million on a daily basis. All right, Jin, pass it to you for the currency in focus.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So Wednesday, we are back to the pound dollar. What has been interesting for the past couple of days across the board, pretty much across the board, is we haven't really seen that much of a directional move on, the Aussie, the Kiwi, the Euro, even the yen pairs hasn't moved that much. So it's actually looks like the market is setting up for probably some big moves to be had. It's interesting that Scott was noting the dollar index sitting at about that 90 level. I think the big reaction or the big price movements will probably come along with the reaction on that 90 level. If it does bounce off, then we could see the big dollar strength come around. But if it does break, then we'll see that weakness. Despite that, there are several other reasons why the market seems to be sitting in a bit of a consolidation right now, leading up to possible some moves coming ahead. I'll show you what I think here on the Forex Trading Asia economic calendar. Today being Wednesday, looking at the news to be had, not a lot of things, well, a lot of news, but not big news coming out that could move prices at this point. So you can see a lot of news coming out Gim Hong spoke about the Bank of Canada rate decision. Apart from that, nothing else that could do too much in terms of moving the prices, especially for the pound dollar on Thursday. Again, nothing much happening there. For the pound dollar, we got the CPI, the US CPI numbers being released on Thursday evening. And following that again on Friday, not too much, right? So we've got a lot of pound news, but these are not traditionally big price movers. Following from that, we've got some US dollar news to be had on Friday, late Friday night. So what you see is that not a lot of news for the pound dollar, only the CPI number to really pay attention to at this point. So what could happen? I actually think that, especially for the pound dollar, but pretty much across the board, we're going to see that consolidation continue for the next couple of days. Unfortunately, I do think it's going to continue for the next couple of days, but looking at the pound dollar in particular, I would say cast your mind into next week. So next week, on Monday onwards, again, from Tuesday onwards, we've got the pound employment numbers being released. Not a big change expected here. Was 84K, expected 50K, so not a big change. Unemployment rate for the UK expected to go from 4.8 to 4.9, a 0.1% increase in unemployment. Probably not going to do too much, especially now that the UK has came out of their lockdown from COVID. So this might not have that big an impact at this point. But what I'll shift your focus towards is not here. Where is it? Is the UK's CPI number on Thursday, looking to maintain. So some strength coming around for the pound on Thursday, with CPI numbers looking to stay at 0.6%. And also, well, that was Wednesday. And on Thursday, we have, no, not Thursday. Where is it? On Friday, we have retail sales number for the UK looking like it's going to go from 42 to 36%, but on a year-to-year basis. But probably from a 9.2 month to month, we might see some improvements in this case, primarily because of how the UK is now coming out of its lockdown. So with all that in mind, what you should focus on at this point is the pound dollar here on the H4 time frame. We've been speaking about this for the past 1, 2, 3 weeks, and lines have been drawn looking like it's going to go up anticipating it to go up towards the 1.4278 resistance, but it hasn't done that. It's really been sitting and pretty much hugging, testing this 1.4150 support level. I do think that at this point it's likely to stay within this support level up until next week. With the news coming out, we might then see some upward move in the pound dollar. Again, looking at some upward move in the pound dollar, but this is all highly dependent on what the pound dollar, what data is going to come out for the pound dollar in particular, and also the US dollar. So if you are looking to, have a whole flurry of trades to enter and to get out of on the pound dollar, especially on the H4 time frame, probably not too exciting, not too much going to happen. I think this consolidation might only get tighter around this support level before possibly that break upwards. But as I look into the pound dollar and start thinking that there's not too much activity there, we always look back into the euro pound, which we spoke about yesterday, anticipating it to sit across in that level. We had that big spike up, but now sitting right across at this point, still anticipating that upward move. As the pound dollar sits across, we've taken out one factor of the possible price movement. So that upward move will probably be driven by the euro dollar, which we spoke about again yesterday. We anticipated it to sit across or sit downwards a little bit before turning up. So if this does go up, then we're likely to see the euro pound continue in that upward fashion, driven by the euro dollar, not so much any downward move on the pound dollar.
Okay, thanks for that, Jin. Okay, so just a reminder again, everybody, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, so next speaker up, I have Jonathan here from Forex Briefcase. He's going to share with us how Forex Briefcase help investors generate passive income. Okay, Jonathan, I'll pass the time to you now.
Okay, thank you, Chinwei, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending. I hope that you have found the analysis from our panel useful to navigate through the markets today. And as you realize, just for one trading day, you have to go through a lot of information. And if at the moment you're feeling lost and trying to decipher through the content and finding good trades in the market, that's what Forex Briefcase is here for in the meantime. So what is Forex Briefcase? Let me just bring up the slides. Okay, so Forex Briefcase is a managed account service. Okay, basically what it means is our team of traders will trade on your behalf. That's where you make your passive income. Just a slight brief introduction. We have over 800 clients currently, and these clients are spread globally across 12 countries. And bringing up some numbers for you guys. Okay, we have a 33 months track record and have achieved an ROI of 93.97%. Okay, so if you have followed us all the way from day one, by now you would have almost doubled your account. Okay, that sounds like a very high number, 100%, but over this time, it brings an average of about 3% a month. So it is not something that happens overnight, but a consistent and gradual account growth. Okay, and how dangerous is this product, you may be thinking? So bringing you back to the downsides. Okay, our maximum drawdown per month. Okay, our average is 3% ROI per month, but the maximum losing month that we have, okay, is a negative 2.24%. And we have achieved a 90.9% profitable months, means out of 33 months, okay, we have only had 4 losing months. To bring this information down in detail, I bring you to our chart right here that gives you the breakdown from day one, month on month, what's our ROI, which are the losing months when it occurs. And you can see that generally the journey is pretty smooth. Okay, based on the graph, you see a gradual upward slope. Okay, So even though this is passive income, it is really passive. You can earn while you sleep. Okay, it's not something that goes up and down like roller coaster that you can't sleep anyway. So that is not really earning while you sleep. All right. So just coming to the end. Just this year, if you're wondering how we have performed recently, okay, I think this year will be pretty relevant. We are currently up 11.79% as of April. Okay, we are closing the month of May pretty soon, okay, in a week's time. And this month, we are on track to our 30th winning month out of 34 months. Okay, so if you're wondering when you should come on board and stuff, okay, the time is now. As you can see, we have achieved fantastic results, and the only thing that is will slow that down is if you come on board later. So if you're interested, the links will be posted in the chat. Reach out to any of us. We will get in touch with you, or sign up in the link below. Okay, all it takes is you can get started within a day. Okay, the setup is very fast, and we sign up with a secure account. Okay, deposits and withdrawals are fully in your control. Okay, we only act as the trading manager. Okay, so with that, I conclude my presentation. Look forward to seeing you guys on board with us on Forex Briefcase.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. All right, so we have come to the end of the session today. We will see you guys tomorrow for Yen and Gold, the Yen and Gold currency analysis. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.